welcome to Dove and Dragon Radio. I'm your host, M.l.Ruscsak. I'm here with my good friend, Cris, and I cannot pronounce your name. Can you please let our listeners know?
Pasqueralle.
Yeah, see, I would never, ever get that.
I've heard it wrong so many times, I'm not sure myself.
See, I try not to butcher last names. If I know I can't say it, I'm just going to say, you can say it for me.
You're probably better off.
Probably. So you have the Destiny trilogy out. What is going on with that?
The Destiny trilogy is the story of twins Jack and Maddie Austin, who on their 13th birthday, their party gets raided by an evil wizard named Tardon. And his parents are kidnapped and whisked off to a magical realm that they never knew existed. Their Uncle Benny, who kind of oversees them, has given them a gift, 2 necklaces. One is a sun medallion and one is an earth medallion. And it comes with a cryptic message from someone named Stanton, who they don't even know. In his effort to protect them, Uncle Benny takes them to the magical realm, fills them in that they are wizards, and they embark on a rescue mission to find their parents and discover who they truly are. And that takes us through the 3 books. As they encounter magical creatures, all the elements of a fantasy novel you'd expect, except we have mom and dad. Our kids aren't orphans.
Yeah, there you go.
I draw on Native American folklore for my magical creatures. I mean, they still have the dragons and things like that, but I also have Sasquatch and some other creatures. And
a little bit of
everything. Kind of fantasy adventure. Yeah, it's a different kind of fantasy adventure. I think it's time for something a little new.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of the same fantasy books that are out there. They all have... I love my fantasy. I write fantasy myself, which you know. But you have a set format. You have the hero story, you have the orphan story, or you have the God from another planet coming to your planet, or aliens, or whatever it is. It's all the same base. It's time to mix it up a little bit.
Well, I think we need to be reminded that, especially younger readers need to be reminded that mom and dad are there to help you.
Yes.
You know, they can provide a safety net. You can learn and grow on your own, but at the same time, they have something to offer. Too much of that is stolen from stories. You know, first 5 seconds of every story, they kill off mom and dad. And wait a minute, mom and dad are a big part of a kid's life. You can't put a kid out on his own and expect him to learn things. It's not going to happen.
No. You look at, let's see, a series of unfortunate events. What happens? The mom and dad are killed off or whatever, and they go to the crazy uncle's house. And the crazy uncle is a bad guy in this story. So it's not, that doesn't always work.
No, but see, that's what they did to your dad, too. They sent them to the aunt and uncle who don't like them. They don't want them. Yeah, it's like, to me, that seems like you're creating a divide between adults and kids when they kind of need the adult influence in their life. And that's what I'm trying to establish, that, you know, it's okay to be on your own. It's okay to make mistakes. But it's also okay to give advice to somebody who's been there and done that.
Right. And that's something that we need.
I think so. That's why the series was born.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're always right? So,
yes.
We have the trilogy. You have so much going on, and I know you have a lot going on because we talk off and on about other things. But you have the Destiny trilogy is your main fantasy, and then you have other things besides that you work on.
Yes. I try to do a little bit of everything. I get bored if I stay on one thing all the time.
Oh, I know.
So, yes. So I do have a Christian coming-of-age story for teenagers called I Am John Paul, which follows a young Maasai warrior in Africa who's going through the process of getting initiated into the Maasai tribe. But in his he wants to hold up the traditions of his tribe and of his people, but at the same time he's drawn to Christianity, and is a visiting American priest who guides him, and they have very deep philosophical discussions. He's a very smart boy. And we see that, even though cultures that seemingly may be very different have a lot of similarities, and we all have the same core beliefs at some point, at some way.
Yeah. I was just talking
so that's what I try
to
to get through there.
Yeah, an author from, I forget what country she's originally from, but we're talking, and the core beliefs are all the same. It's how it's executed.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Twisted and whatever.
Absolutely.
You still have the Christianic faith, but it's perceived differently. Let's try that word.
I think God presents himself to people in different ways depending on their needs.
Yeah, it's interesting to have different stories. We do Christian stories, we do fantasy, we do a lot of different things. And how we tell it isn't necessarily how someone else tells it, but it's similar, where they can understand it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what else do you have working on right now?
The C.C. Mullins Adventures. Book one is C.C. Mullins, The Case of the Orange Hair Ribbon. This kind of Encyclopedia Brown, but with psychic abilities. C.C. Mullins is a 12-year-old boy who he gets visions based on objects that he touches that belong to people. He finds a hair ribbon in a abandoned lot, and when he picks it up, he gets a vision of a girl in his class who was abducted. His uncle is a police detective, and together they try to find the girl.
Okay. Something like
and
that.
He gets visits from his father, was a police officer, was told on line of duty, who visits him as a ghost. So Dad's still there, giving advice, just in a different form.
Well,
and that's book one of that.
Yeah, we need something like that anyways, because I'm a big believer in the spiritual world. So Mom and Dad are there even if they're not seen. They're still a part of
Absolutely.
life, and to be able to bring it into a story and have it where, Mom or Dad's not actually physically there, but spiritually there. That's a big thing, because a lot of people don't think like that anymore. They're not taught to think like that anymore.
And even though they may not be there, they still have something to teach and to pass on to you.
Correct.
So that's what I'm trying to get across there.
So I think you do a wonderful job with that.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then my last book kind of draws on my philosophical roots. I have a book I started, The Dialogue, and that's book one, is on the existence of God, and it's two college professors, one's a theology professor, one's a scientist, and they have a discussion on the place of God in the scientific world. And it gets pretty heated.
Yeah, well, you start going into philosophical things in a book, regardless if it's geared to children or not, it's going to get heated. And we, as authors, I wish people would understand, we had these battles in our head of how a scene goes, but it was more the characters are having a heated battle in our head when we're trying to write it.
I try to explain sometimes that people who don't write don't understand. Characters write the story. They don't always do what you expect them to do. You might have a plan, you might have it all worked out, and it's not happening.
No, it's not. I don't know how many times I've sat in front of the computer to write, and I have this wonderful scene in my head, and the characters go, "Oh, no, you sit back. We're going to change this entire thing."
Yep. All the time. All
and
the
you
time I
can't.
hear that. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you can't write the book yourself. It's your characters talking through you to write the book. Or
yes, absolutely.
Musicians do this. Any creative entity, artists do this. We all have a mindset of how something should look. Yeah, it's not going to come out the way it's in our head. When whatever's in our head, our muse, as we call them, says, "Oh no, I have a better idea."
Well, that's why the ancient Greeks attributed to the gods the creative process, because you can't understand how a story just writes itself.
No, you can't.
Yeah. It must have been I don't know, a divine entity that wrote that.
Yeah.
And that's how they
That's
came
why
up with that.
Exactly. That's why we have the word muse. We take
Yeah.
it as a spiritual form that the muse is talking to the creator, the creative person. But in the reality, they're in our heads anyways. They're just there.
Oh yeah. Well, there are times I've written a few lines and look at it and go like, "Wow, where'd that come from?"
Exactly. I think
didn't
we
mean
all
to start
do
off
it.
there.
Like, I was going back through one of my earlier works to get it ready for republication, and I'm like, did I really write this? Because I remember none of it.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as authors, that's what we do.
Oh, I'm lucky I have an editor in the house. My daughter Tony Ann is a Fordham English major. She's recently graduated, and she's a pretty strict editor. And she'll be like, "Dad, how did you come up with this idea? That's really good." I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you, kid. I got nothing. It just came out.
Okay. So I have my 16-year-old daughter that is my editor. She's been in my editor for 3 years. And she has recently quit being my editor because when I'm writing, I don't edit as I'm writing it. And she has a bad habit of being over my shoulder. And then she'll go, "That's spelled wrong. That needs this. That needs this. Mom, I just can't work with you anymore." I'm like, will you let me write it and give it to you when it's done?
Yeah, let me get the story out. We'll fix everything else later on.
Exactly. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's not just, you don't write it. I do this when I'm writing, like, emails to friends and stuff. I won't worry about punctuation and grammar and stuff unless I have to worry about the grammar and punctuation. That's part of the editing process.
Exactly. Which is even worse than the writing process, I think.
Oh, yes.
Like that one.
Okay. So writing, I'll go through a cup, maybe two of coffee. Editing, you better have a pot or two of coffee ready for me because I'm going to be strung out. I know authors, both mainstream media and indie, they can't edit anything unless they have some wine ready for them.
I haven't gotten that bad yet. It hurts me sometimes when you have that good paragraph that you think is written so well, but it doesn't fit, and you have to cut it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's so good.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. I have gone through, I was like, I like this paragraph so much, how do I make it fit? So I'll end up writing 3 more pages just so that one paragraph fits.
Do you ever skip a word because you're not sure how to spell it?
Yep, all the time. I mean,
it's like, wait a minute, I'm just not going to use it. That doesn't look right.
Yeah, so this is a whole author thing, and we're teaching our listeners today about how to be an author seriously. But it's fun because we all do this. We'll have a word in the moment, we can't spell it. We try to Google the word, still can't find the word that we're looking for. So what do? We use a completely different word altogether.
That's it. Change the whole sentence. Just skip it altogether.
Exactly. It's like, I know what I want to say, so let's just change the sentence completely so I don't have to use that word. We are all guilty of this.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes, definitely.
I do this
Definitely.
when I'm writing
It's
music.
still a fun process.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter if it's music, a poem. That I just wrote a poem the other day, and I did this. I was like, I want to use a word. I know what I want to say. I can't spell the word, so I'm going to change the whole sentence.
Yep. See, that's why you can get away with some of that sometimes by writing fantasy, because you can just be like, no, that's supposed to be spelled that way. It's a different way of spelling it in this world.
Mm-hmm.
You can say whatever you want when you write fantasy.
Exactly.
That's why it's so much
when
fun, because you can just make up anything.
Yes. It doesn't have to make science facts don't have to exist. If you want to have something that, oh, okay, this character died, but I need him back. So, okay, so what character can magically have the reincarnation gene or power or whatever?
Exactly. Just put it in there.
Exactly. It's just, oh, they just found out they can do this. It doesn't have to make completely sense. It's a fantasy. Come on now. Oh,
exactly.
We need dragons, but there's no dragons in the story. Okay, let's have someone in the story be able to create dragons. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why not? Hey, it works. It definitely works.
It's just certain examples. I mean, I'm just throwing oddball things out there, but as authors, this is what we do on a daily basis. We fight with our characters in our heads and go, okay, that doesn't make sense. Well, now we have to make it make sense because the characters say, well, it's staying.
Yeah, but they throw your plans out there. It's like children. You know, they're going to do their thing, whether you want them to or not. They're going to do their thing.
Exactly.
And that's what characters do.
Exactly. That's the best way to explain it. It's not, we're not fighting with the characters. We might try to advocate for our story, but in the end, the character's going to do what the character's going to do.
Yeah, that's why I say I don't get writer's block. My characters just don't want to talk to me today.
Exactly. I say that all the time. In the last month or so, I'm writing 4 books at the same time. And the characters are like, no, we don't want to talk to you today. So I'm talking to a friend over the weekend, and just all of a sudden I have characters from all 4 books wanting to talk. I'm like, wait. I can only listen to one of you at a time.
Well, that's what happens with children too. They don't like kids.
Yeah, I mean,
kids. They come to you all at once, and they always want to talk to you at that inopportune time.
They do.
Why do you want to listen to me now?
I think this is the first time I've ever thought about characters being like children. But it's so funny because it's true.
They want to talk to you when you least expect it, when you're not ready for it. Think about it. You just want to talk to you once you're on the phone or in the bathroom.
Okay. Or middle of the night, you're dead asleep, and suddenly they want to talk.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's exactly like having kids.
It is. And
I just don't have to pay that kind of education.
Mhm. But here's the thing: these kids ultimately pay you. You're not paying them for something. You don't have to pay them for. Yeah, that's the hope, anyways. Even if it's $20 a month, they're in a sense paying you for all their.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we tell new writers this all the time. I have writers get a hold of me on various social medias. How do you become an author? What do you say to that, really?
Just do it. You just do it. To me, it's a craft. Like people say, "Oh, I can't write." You should do it. It's a craft like any other. You can learn how to be a carpenter. You can learn how to be a writer.
Right.
It's just a question of doing it.
But then, do we,
some people don't see it that way.
Yeah, as seasoned authors, do we tell the ones that want to start writing that be prepared for the kids that are going to invade your brain?
Yeah, tell them all of it. Tell them all of it. Other authors are not my competition.
No.
They're just not my competition. I'm willing to share all the secrets. Let's go. I learned. Yeah. It's not much.
Oh,
but...
yeah. Yeah, that's one of the big peeves. We have, there's two type of authors out there. There's the ones that see being an author as a competition with everyone else, and there's the author that's there to make a community of authors that will help everyone. Surround yourself with the authors that want to help everyone, because the ones that are in it for competition will eventually stab you in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I told my kids that when they were in college. I was like, yeah, get into a study group. But remember, there's somebody in that study group that doesn't want you to do well.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep an eye out for that one person.
Oh,
It's the same in every walk of life, everything that you do. There's always somebody who doesn't. I can't live like that. I celebrate everybody's success. Good for you. Good for you.
Oh, yeah.
That's just how I feel about it, If you got a little bit ahead and you were able to accomplish something, that's a great triumph, and it needs to be celebrated.
Very true.
And
one of my best friends, we talk daily. I'm like, I am so proud of his success, but we don't talk about it because he's overwhelmed by it. So it's like, at the same time of wanting to celebrate it, you also have to take a step back and look, hey, they're still a person.
Yes.
Let's celebrate the person, not just the success.
Absolutely.
But
we all have so many things that trip us up.
Exactly. So we went off on a total tangent today, but it's fun because it's not just about books. It's not just about having authors on here. It's conversations that go about the world of being an author, not just the book. Sometimes we get, hey, this is how we got there, and then other times we go off on tangent for something else. But where can our listeners find you? Yes.
Amazon is a place to find my books. Find me on Facebook, my Facebook author page. I have a author Cris Pasqueralle page, and there is a Destiny Trilogy page. Visit the page, like me, converse with me. Tell me if you've read my books, if you've liked them, if you didn't like them, what you didn't like, what you did like. I'm happy to talk to you over Facebook anytime. Ask all the questions. Bring it along.
Yes.
I enjoy the interaction. I like to.
Yes.
Yeah,
Real
I love to hear from people.
Love talking to the readers. We love talking to potential readers. We love talking to anyone. Really.
Yes. Absolutely. I want to hear if you didn't like it. Even if you didn't like it, I hated his book. Why not? Tell me what you didn't like. Maybe I can explain why it was done that way, or maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
Maybe I say, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I messed up there. I'm sorry. I learned from them too.
Mhm.
You learn from the feedback.
We learn, right. We need that feedback. We need those reviews on Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, Goodreads. We need those as authors to keep you engaged, but also it's an oversight for us so we know, hey, okay, the readers are liking this, they're not liking that. So we can talk to our characters and go, okay, how do we rework this for the next book?
Absolutely.
And that's what happens. I'm sorry, I have my service dog.
It's all right. I'm just. Just so good.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I have her in the studio with me, sometimes I don't, and I wasn't expecting a delivery today, so.
Hey, Surprises are good.
Yeah. Like,
Most
seriously. Yeah, usually. But like I said, we need the reviews. Even if you're not leaving an actual one sentence, hey, I like it, I don't like it, get a hold of us on Facebook. That's what we have: Facebook,
Absolutely.
Twitter, Instagram. There's so many other ones out there nowadays, but those are the big ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love the interaction. So please, everyone, find me on Facebook. Come on a visit.
Yes,
Check out my books.
Right. You can find, usually an author will have more backstory if you talk to us than what's in the book.
Yes.
Like, okay, I'm going to go back to my Light and Dark series. Most of my readers don't realize there's a whole section of concept art and stuff out there that's not posted unless you ask for it. There's maps, there's character drawings, there's doodling, there's a whole world out there that's related to the books, but it's not out there unless you ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, even when we run a character who's 60 years old, they didn't just pop into existence. We have a whole thing of how they got to where they are today. We know. We want to find out?
Yeah.
Come and ask.
Exactly.
Okay.
Visit us when we do author takeovers on Facebook. Those are fun. I mean, you go in there. Okay, a lot of author takeovers do giveaways. Readers don't understand that. If you go to a author takeover and you're invited, chances are you can get free stuff. It could be anything from a free ebook to I've seen authors give away mugs, bookmarks, T-shirts, anything.
You know what? Let's do this right now. All you listeners, download a copy of Book 1 of the Destiny Trilogy, Destiny Revealed. Tell me on Facebook that you downloaded it and show me proof, and I'll send you a coupon code for Book 2 of an audio version, a free audio version of Book 2, Path of Destiny, for the first 3 people who let me know.
There you go. See? That's how this works. We come up with creative stuff.
Just let me know. Right on my author page.
There we go. I'll make sure when we get that promoted, too, because it's very important when we do giveaways that we promote it.
Yeah, I have a couple of coupons for Audible versions, so I'll send out 3. I'll give away 3.
There you go. That works. Yeah, because audios are a lot. Yeah, audios are bread and butter.
Busy now, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's got earphones in when they're running on a treadmill in the morning. Why not listen to a book?
Exactly. I thought I was the only one that listened to books when I'm on the treadmill.
No, everybody's got earphones in for something. Let's listen to a book.
Well, we're almost out of time, so I thank you so much for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
And I love having you on here. So when your next book comes out, I promise I'll leave my dog not in the studio. She's doing her job as a service dog. I can't knock that.
No, absolutely not.
But next time, I promise I'll not have her in the studio. And when your next book comes out, we can talk about that too.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Chris, and I'll talk to you later, and happy reading, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.